Oh, here we go then. It's another live stream with all that noise going on. So we're going to try and get to the Skullhead Nebula after being rescued by the fuel rats from the previous stream. I'm just going to check the stream is working okay. And go from there. Okay. YouTube seems to be up and running, which is always good. Just check Twitch. All looks good. Okay. Right, so in that case, we better see if we can get to the Skullhead. Well, Skull and Crossbones Nebula. Where are we now? Let's have a look. Just scan a couple of bodies here. We go over there. Gas giants. Ammonia-based life. Okay. Right, so let's see how we're doing in terms of where we're heading to. So we're still not quite out of the void yet. So let's just keep going anyway. There's the nebula over there to the right of where I'm going right now. So we do want to try and get back to civilization before Tuesday. Don't want to be scooping up too much fuel, really. It becomes a bit of a habit, scooping fuel. When you're in the void, you don't want to be heavy. Let's just scan a couple of bodies. These asteroid clusters. There we go, that's out of the way. Okay. So I plan to get to the Skullhead Nebula in this stream. All being well, and we don't run out of materials. Scan a couple of planets, keep going. I have 2 long-range jumps left. Help if I put some sound on, wouldn't it really? There we go. Schoolboy error. I did have issues with restream chat last time, so keen to see how that is today. So let's quickly do a quick test chat. Let's see how quickly that comes through. Okay, lots of bodies here. Let's see what we've got. Anything of interest? That looks of interest, is it? No. So pretty boring really. Okay, but where can we jump to from here? That's the key thing. So I've got options down below, which probably would mean that I wouldn't have to calculate my next jump. That's where we're heading to right there. Can we plot a route there yet? No. So it still wants me to make another long range jump. Let's see what we're looking at here. Choose a max range jump and see what my options are. And I would sincerely hope that is the last time I need to do that. Looking around, we have quite a few clusters of stars. That one looks of interest. Nothing particularly amazing there in terms of star class, but okay, what we got? So we're headed in this direction. 127 light years would get me to here. F-class star, which I can scoop, and it looks like I've got access to at least 1, 2, 3, 4 systems. So let's do it. So that is a max jump, and I have only 2 left. Gun ho. Let's do it. So I don't know if you watched the Frontier Development live stream on the new features. Unfortunately I wasn't able to watch it live, but I did watch it just before I started streaming, just so that I've got the very latest information. Had some interesting stuff in there. I've never been into trading, but they've done a lot of nice things with the trading. I think it will cut down the need to go and look for third-party websites to find out where you can go and do trading now, which is all good.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
But well, plenty of fuel. But one thing that I did feel should have had some love by now is the ability to fill your cargo hold or empty it by selling it with one button. But still, after, what are we now? Is it nearly 4 years? No, it can't be. That makes me feel old. Anyway, since the game started, we've never had the ability to buy cargo to, or commodities to fill the cargo hold. Oh, I can now get to the Crossbone Nebula without having to worry about any more jumponium. Good stuff. Now I wonder, is there any neutron stars there in that block? Will it change the route? Yeah, so anyway, I don't think it changed the route, did it? Yeah, so no ability to buy or like fill my cargo hold or sell everything in my cargo hold. We still don't have. Really do need that. Don't know what your thoughts are, but I think that would be good for the game. Don't you think? Right, okay, so no need to worry about jumponium anymore. How many jumps have I got left? 1. Okay. Right, and if I remember right, there was nothing in this system, so let's just go to the next. Right, Skull and Crossbone Nebula, here we come. How many jumps? 29? Ridiculous. Hey, Commander Blitz. How you doing? Right, I finally got out of the void. I am now able to plot a route without having to keep using jumponium, which is good. And it does mean that I can crack on,
Frameshift drive charging.
get to the Skull and Crossbone Nebula, and then immediately make a very rapid progress to human civilization to sell my data. And hopefully on my new account, which is the one I'm playing now, to be able to buy an anaconda. And that would be good, because then I can do the engineering, be in human civilization, and also see what I can do with the extra slot that we're going to get on all ships. I'd also be interested to know what the Diamondback Explorer would be like now, because I think that's classed as a small ship, so well, I think it's a small ship anyway. With 2 extra slots, that's going to make it pretty versatile. So I'll be interested to see what we can do with that as well. Hey, Snake Gamer, where are you in the galaxy, roughly? Well, no need to be roughly about it. I can tell you exactly where I am. I will show you. Let's have a look. We are here, heading to the Skull and Crossbone Nebula. We've been out in the void. I've made a direct route from here to here, which nearly cost me my ship because I got a bit unstuck and run out of jumponium. Saved by the fuel rats by giving me a destination that I knew I could get the resources I needed. But now we're back into the main cluster of stars now, so I can make very rapid progress. Skullhead Nebula, then we're going to head down here into the Rosette Nebula, which is there. All that before the game update, and then hopefully I'll be by myself an anaconda, tuning it up and seeing what we can do with all the new stuff coming in the next update on Tuesday. Right, is there anything of interest here? No, there isn't. Let's keep going.
Frameshift drive charging.
We'll look for an interesting spot when we get to the Skullhead Nebula. What's the jump range on your Phantom? The jump range on my Phantom Blitz, just do this jump, I think it's 60, I want to say 66, 7, something like that, depending on how much fuel I've got. But I can now answer you that question. My jump range on my ship is 69. Absolute maximum 69.86. But that said, I am carrying an SRV. I've also got weapons, mining laser. So it's not stripped right down, but anyway, yeah. So it's pretty much nearly 70 light years. Obviously when I get my anaconda, that'll be a different story. My other account is in an anaconda. Have I not hold? Hey Cal, how you doing? We're out of danger. I now have all I need Let's just see if we've got a metal rich. I do really want to make progress. That's high metal. To get back before the update, human civilization, I think I've done enough exploration. Truths, what a great name. Yeah, I think I've done enough to get to elite now, so I really want to just do the Skull and Crossbone Nebula, and then it's hot-foot it back to civilization before the update. Blitz, you're doing a fountain, only got it to 56 light years. Really? Have you got the Guardian frame shift drive booster installed, I hope? $56 light years. You can certainly get a lot more out of it than that. Just make sure you stripped it down and made it lightweight, I guess. Is what I would say. And I will be doing some build guides. I promise I will do some build guides. I just needed to get this commander up to elite so that I could go to the Pilot Federation system. Can never pronounce it. Shinira Disnira or something like that. Anyway, you can buy everything there, so it's handy to have when you want to do streaming and ship builds. My main account is still sat at Sagittarius A, and I will leave it there until the update, and then once the update comes through, I will see what I can do with the extra module we get, and then I will instantly blast off to catch up with the Distant Worlds 2 expedition. It won't take me long to catch them up. In fact, I think where they are now is where I went past just to go and check out a few things and then came back again. So yeah, so things should start getting interesting.
System scan complete.
Let's just check, see if there's no, nothing worth sticking around for. Let's keep going.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, Skullhead Nebula is where we're going to. That's it there on that dot. We will get there very quickly now, as we don't have to worry about plotting the route anymore. We have the range. So if you played Elite before and you saw the announcement of the update, what's your most wanted feature that they've announced? There's quite a few things in the update. Most of them really are about helping new players.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So I just wondered what you thought would be the most useful addition. I think for me it's going to be the extra slot. Hey Blitz, you got an anaconda, maybe you can help on the build when you get back to the bubble. Absolutely. No problem. I mean, the first place to start, of course, whenever you're making an exploration ship, is to install D. That's D for Delta. Rated modules on the core internals, apart from the frame shift drive, of course, because that needs to be A rated. But yeah, I can certainly help out with a ship build, or 2, or 3, or 4.
Frameshift drive charging.
No problem. But yeah, the key thing about building an exploration ship is it needs to be lightweight. And so when you're outfitting your ship and installing things like thrusters and shields and all that good stuff. Life support, scanners. D is the magic letter. D for Delta is the module type you need to fit, as they are the lightest weight, and a lightweight ship means you jump further. So, I mean, you can compromise and put some more beefier units in if you want, but you will always lose out on jump range if you do. But that said, you can make a pretty capable, I wouldn't say combat ready explorer, but an Anaconda, you could build one that will do, what, 75 light years, but have everything on board that you could possibly want. And that's what I want to do with my explorer that's currently at Sag A, the supermassive black hole, waiting for the update. I thought about leaving and setting off for the Distant Worlds 2 expedition sooner, but with the update just around the corner, I might as well stick around, see if I can install an additional module that might help the rest of the journey, and then very quickly catch up to the fleet. But now I'm in an area of the galaxy where I can have a massive selection of stars. No need to plan routes anymore. I can just let the route plotter do its stuff. So there's a lot of bodies in this system. Not that many. I'm sure those in front of me are, though.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I thought so. No one's scanned that already. I'll just scan your thing now. I'm confident that share that one. I'm confident I've got enough data now to get me to elite in exploration. So it doesn't hurt though just to scan a few systems. Put my name to a few planets here and there. Nothing metal rich, so I don't think I'll be sticking around. But anyway, there's a couple more done.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, I will be interested to see what you can do with a Diamondback Explorer now after the update. It's a small ship with a great jump range, so the additional module just might make it a viable first explorer. And of course that just calls for yet another ship build video.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Frameshift drive.
Right, after this jump I'll start to show you the approach to the Skull and Crossbone Nebula, because we're nearly there. And I hope to get a couple of nice screenshots before I head back to civilization. Better known as the Bubble. So, in terms of the update though, that's coming soon, like I say, for me I think the most beneficial thing for me will be the additional module and seeing what you can do with that. Nothing there for me, but I'm just going to go a little bit away from the star, cut down light pollution so you can get to see the Skull Head Nebula, which is right behind that dot on the screen. Just move it to one side so you can start to see where we're heading. It's 16 jumps, won't take long at all, so we can get a nice close-up of that soon. And maybe get a nice screenshot, as I like to do, when we finish the stream. Other things though in the new update, there are the advanced docking computer, which will undock as well as dock. Cow, does my commander have big beard and crazy eyes? Being out in the sticks for so long. Well, this commander that I'm in now has not really been out in the sticks that long. He did have a beard actually, well, a small one, but he took a trip down to the cargo bay too, and found a razor, and so is not looking so much of a rock hermit these days.
Frameshift drive charging.
But he is a little bit crazy, and he definitely has starey eyes, because he's a bit of a nutter. Yeah, so I mean, the thing is, right, going back to the advanced docking computer, I can't even begin to imagine coming back from, I don't know, a 3-month expedition in the black
Fuel scooping.
with all that data, all that information, all those discoveries, and then go, oh, I'm going to use autopilot here and let that land the ship, because what if it messed up? I would probably lose the plot 100%. I don't know how people can trust all this automation stuff.
Frameshift
I
drive
really
charging.
don't. Do it yourself, that's what I say. I mean, if you start the game today and you bought the advanced docking computer that comes with the update, that will undock for you. It will dock for you. What are you going to do when you don't have that? How are you going to land? How are you going to take off? And you know the favourite ganking thing at the moment already is being able to snipe the docking computer.
Fuel scooping.
If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're new to Elite Dangerous,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
you can target modules of ships, and what seasoned players do is they go and engineer a bit of a specialised ship, which is good for one thing really, and that is shooting other players' modules. And so when you get a new player coming into a new system and they engage their docking computer, other players like to shoot that docking computer and basically destroy it, but leaving the ship intact, and then watch the player try to figure out how on earth to land a ship now it doesn't have a docking computer anymore. To be honest, I find that a little bit amusing, because forget automation, kids, just learn how to fly.
Frameshift drive.
Seriously. It all went wrong when they introduced automatic lights on cars. Age Knight 22, hello Commander. How are you doing? I salute you. Welcome along to the stream. We will be arriving at the Skull and Crossbone Nebula. I keep wanting to say Skullhead because there's another nebula called Skullhead. But anyway, it's a minor detail. It's a nebula, and it should start to appear much bigger now. So I'll just get away from this light polluting star. Quickly checking for life. Nothing there. So there it is. That's the Skull and Crossbone Nebula right there. Believe it or not, we will be there probably within the next 15 minutes. You can see there's some nice bright stars around it. And also the galactic core is starting to look a little bit brighter now. We certainly have got a lot closer. I suppose we could do a quick outside view. So there's my crate Phantom, bearing lots of scars from our exploration trip. These scars here are from my interactions with the biological life that we found deep in space. No, that wasn't Thargoids, that was another sort of life. I think there's a big scar under the ship as well. There's one there, look. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm on 55% hull. There's a big gash underneath as well there, look at that. Ouch. We will need to get that repaired. So anyway, look at the outside view of where we're going, and I'll check the chat, see where we're at. So yeah, look at the core is now getting quite bright. Back there is where I came from, the very edge of the galaxy. And no, it really was the very edge. There wasn't another star after it. But we're on our way back now to civilization. There's a galactic core, and we're going there. That nebula right there, Skull and Crossbones. So let's have a look at the chat. Agent Knight 22, to be fair, I know how to fly on my combat ship. Has a docking computer because I have nothing else to put in that slot. Oh, come on, Agent Knight. I'm sure you can find something to put in that slot. What about some armor? Or shield sails or something? I'm sure you could put something in there. I couldn't rely on a docking computer myself, because if it died or killed me in some way, I would be really upset. Actually got interdicted by some asshole that told me to remove my docking computer, even though you can remove components. Space. He killed me. Yeah, nah, seriously, get rid of that docking computer and just put something useful in there. And Captain Fancy Pants, hey, how you doing? Great name, by the way. Okay, well, Age Knight, if there is nothing else you feel you can put in the ship, then why couldn't you just put another bit of armor in or something like that? Wouldn't that be useful, especially in the combat ship? You want a combat ship with jump range? Okay. I don't think it would make that much difference. Of course, I have no idea what ship you're flying. I mean, the thing is, if it's a combat ship against Elite Dangerous and not other players, then yeah, you can do a moderate combat ship which has good jump range. However, if you like doing player versus player type combat, then your ship really needs to be just focused on combat and not worry about jump range at all. Alright, so you're in a Viper Mark IV. Okay. It's quite a small ship, quite fast. So the thing is though, with a Viper, what are you doing at the moment? What is it they say? blaze your own trail.
Fuel scooping.
So Age Knight, what are you doing right now? Are you exploring? Well, hopefully not in a combat ship. I guess you're doing some sort of combat missions then. I just wonder why you need the jump range if you want to do combat.
Cannot comply.
Oh, that's not good. Here's me busy chatting away. I haven't scooped enough fuel. Okay, let's turn around. That could have been embarrassing, couldn't it? Alright, we need some fuel. Actually, ooh, put the brakes on. Let me just show you how fuel affects your jump range. So, as you can see at the moment, I've got 61 light years. My maximum range is 69. So, I'm going to start scooping fuel. I want to show you how that affects your jump range. Because we can do that sort of stuff, you know. It's all about the science.
Fuel scooping.
Right, so we're fuel scooping. Now look at my current jump range. At the moment it's 62.36. And for every bit of fuel I take on board, it will affect that. So now you see, I'm currently at my maximum jump range, near enough. But now you'll see that as I take on more fuel, watch the fuel gauge towards the left. As I take on more fuel, my jump range will go down. So that's the current value that you need to be watching. I'll just flick my screen so you can see that how that affects it. So it's now on 69.13, and if I was to take on half a tank of fuel, I think I'll probably get down to about 60, or already down to 68 now. So the heavier we get, the less the jump range. So it's always good to see that in action. See, now I'm down to 68.5 light years, and I've almost reached half a tank. I don't need any more fuel than that, because I've got a lot of stars to choose from. So we'll back away from there now.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's right, Age Knight. The more fuel you have, the heavier you are. And I think my Phantom has is it a 32 ton fuel tank? So therefore, if I've got a full tank, I have 34 tons
Drive charging.
of fuel. That's why it's always good to run on half empty when you are an explorer. So we'll crack on and get to the Rosette Nebula. Now then, whilst we're doing that, what else was in that update that's coming soon? So with the advanced docking computer, which we've talked about, the market tools, which is fantastic. The only thing that I would say about that was disappointing in terms of doing the market stuff
Fuel scoop disengaged.
is that they haven't done the buy all and sell all button. If you've got a big ship, it can be quite frustrating just to sit there and manually fill your ship or manually empty your entire ship hold. I mean, if you're going there to sell something, why would you only sell half of your cargo? You'd sell it all, right? Anyway, hopefully that will come soon. Right, after this jump, I'll take a look and see how the Skull and Crossbone Nebula is looking. We're only 9 jumps away now.
Fuel scooping.
19 bodies. Don't need any more fuel.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Quick look to see if there's anything of interest in this system. No, there isn't. So we just carry on. So yeah, classic example of light pollution. If you look now, there's a Skullhead Nebula. I'm not going to change anything, but the further away I get from that star that I've just walked towards, the light pollution goes down and the galaxy gets clearer. And now you can see the Skullhead Nebula is a little bit more clearer too. So we're only 9 jumps away, so let's crack on.
Frameshift drive charging.
And what I'll do once we get there is try and find a decent system that will be good for a screenshot or two. So what else was in the update as we cruise our way to the nebula? Ah, yes, there's the Super Cruise Assist.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Apparently ideal for streamers. So what that does is you point your ship at where you want to go, and it kind of lines up if you get close in terms of the trajectory of where you want to head to. So a good example would be, let's use my next destination as an example. So you hit cruise assist. Apparently you have to adjust the throttle yourself down a little bit. But then if we look at my next destination, you get somewhere close, and then a bit like when you enter hyperspace, it will then automatically line you up, and it will keep you at an appropriate amount of power, which is normally going to be 75% in the blue zone, and it will disengage Super Cruise when you get to your destination. And there's also an additional element to it which will allow you to get to your destination, and if it's a planet, it will put you into orbit around the planet automatically. So it's kind of like an autopilot-ish thing, which is good if you fancy going making a coffee and you can't be bothered to sit around and wait to get to your destination if you're doing something like Hutton Orbital or something like that, which is one of the notorious long journeys that you have to do in Super Cruise. Oh, T-Story Star. T-Tory Star. I have to be careful because I can't scoop fuel from that one. I'm keeping an eye on the rest of the stars that I'm going along the way. So I can't get fuel from the star anyway. 9 bodies. Let's have a quick look. Anything of interest? No, let's keep going.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'd rather get closer to the nebula because it makes for a more visually entertaining stream. As you can see now, that's it up there. We are getting closer. It will start to look more and more impressive. So it would be interesting to know if there are any black holes or neutron stars around that nebula. See how quickly that now starting to increase in size visually. That's where we're heading. So at this point, I think we're pretty much in one of the main galaxy arms, which means that I can jump quite confidently from one system to the other
System scan complete.
without having to worry about fuel. Although I don't seem to be scanning or collecting any fuel from that star, so maybe I should just be a little bit more careful about what I'm doing, because I don't want to be calling the fuel rats for running out of fuel. That would be bad. So the system I'm in right now, okay, it's got 2T Toy Star binary by the looks of it. So, and I can't scoop fuel from those. But luckily my next jump I can, because it's an M class star. And you don't want to be running out of fuel. Whilst we're in this view though, I'll just show you where we are in the galaxy. So there we are, we've been right to the very edge, which is pretty much around here. Edge of the galaxy. And just to show you that. So as you can see, these are stars that I've marked here. This star here is pretty much the last star. I've not been able to find one any further away from the core. There are quite literally no more stars. So that's where we've been. These are actually galaxies or other points of interest, not in this galaxy. They're not stars, if you was wondering. So yeah, that really is the last star. And where we are now is we kind of looped round to here and then jumped across the void, where it gets very sparse in terms of stars, and we are now approaching the Skullhead Nebula. This is one stop off point that I wanted to go to. We've been there, got the t-shirt, and now we are here and almost upon the Skullhead Nebula. And what I was wondering was if there are any systems that might have something interesting, like a black hole or something to look at. Oh my word, there is a black hole. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to mark that. Oh, let's not lose sight of it. Where'd it go? Right, so we definitely need to have a live stream black hole, don't we? So I've tagged that system now. So while we're here, is there any more? I can kind of spot a black hole system, or a system with a black hole, quite often just by its colour. They tend to be a kind of off blue, deep blue. Well, why not go for a system with two black holes? So we'll mark that one as well. Make sure we give that a visit. That'll be a crazy system. Okay, so there's some interesting systems around here, so we can have a bit of fun. Got two black hole systems. I don't know if there's actually any main black hole systems where basically you jump into a black hole when you arrive. I doubt it. Out here, a lot more common towards the core though. Age night, I've already mentioned it, but I'm currently travelling down from the bubble relative to the map's orientation when you open it, and I've found quite a few unscanned systems. I would use that advice of having half fuel, but I get very fidgety and panicky when I jump from a system that requires a lot of fuel. So you always travel in economy mode, both to save fuel and scan more systems. Yeah, well, economy mode is definitely the best way to be if you want to map out an area. But when you get to an area where you're running out of systems, it's very sparse, which is what I've had to endure. Yeah, then you need to start planning each jump one by one, or as you can come unstuck, as I nearly did in my last live stream. Also, you've got no set destination. You just want to go as far down as you can. Awesome. I think when you're exploring, well, for me anyway, I have to have a destination. Yes, I mean, I have done, like, gone above Sagittarius A and then gone as high as I can and as low as I can. But I still like to find these, like, planetary nebula systems and the highest nebula, which I've mentioned quite a few times on my streams, because the view from being either above the galaxy,
Scan complete.
you know, relatively of course, the galactic plane, being above or below it,
Fuel scope disengaged.
can look quite stunning. Now you can see we're getting pretty close to the Skull and Crossbone Nebula now. And as I get away from that star, I think that was system scan complete. Yes, it was. You will see things start to brighten up. So that's where we're going there. But notice how the view changes as I get away from the main star. And that in front of us is the Milky Way, the core. And over there somewhere, sort of here-ish, is Earth. Probably about 10,000 light years away still. Anyway, you can cover that very quickly once you're into a big bunch of stars, which is where we are right now.
Cannot comply.
Have I done it again? I'm really not focusing, am I? Okay, what we got? I'm gonna have to scoot fuel from that star. M class, so you can scoot fuel from that. Let's go and do that then. I mean, if you ever did find yourself in a situation where you've done what I've just done, which is to not bother scooping enough fuel for your next jump, if you've got jumponium left, which I think I've got one left, yeah, because I need more germanium still. You can rescue yourself that way as well. If you've ended up in a system that you can't scoot for, because it will increase your jump range. And at the moment my ship has 64 light years. If I did a max jumponium, that would increase it to 128 light years, which most certainly would find me another scoopable star. Okay, well, Age Knight, I just read what you said there, and yeah, obviously you don't want to jump into a system where you can't get fuel from. So what you need to make sure is when you're in the galaxy map like this, and you're looking for your next star, you need to make sure, if you go on description, that it is scoopable. And the way that I remember that is just to remember the phrase fog kabam. So you're driving in your car and it's foggy, kabam, you hit a wall or something like that, and each letter dictates which star's class you can scoop from. So F, O, G, and then K, B, A, M. All of those you can scoop fuel from. And there's another phrase which is called, I think, KGB foam. Again, uses the same letters. Those are the ones you can scoop from. And if you go back old school, And now the fuel tank. If you go back to old school, it's "Oh be a fine boy and kiss me." Yeah, kabam, that's it. Fog kabam. Just one A in kabam. Not that it makes any difference because it's an A-class star you can scoop from. So yeah, fog kabam.
Frameshift drive charging.
So if none of those letters or star classes that make that letter are available, then you will not be scooping any fuel. So that means that you can't scoop fuel from a black hole, and you can't scoop fuel from a T-class star,
Fuel scooping.
or a carbon star,
Fuel scoop
or an
disengaged.
S-class star. So yeah. Okay, let's have a look now at the nebula. As you can see, it's starting to look a lot more attractive and pretty. I suppose it depends which way you look at it from, but I currently don't see any skull and crossbones. But I can see a number of super bright systems surrounding it, which should be nice to look at. Okay, is there anything interesting here? Nope, let's keep going.
Frameshift drive charging.
We are only 3 jumps away, folks, from the Skull and Crossbone Nebula. So my next jump is going to a T-class star, so I will not be able to scoop any fuel. Luckily, I have a full tank.
System scan complete.
So I won't be scooping any fuel. There's no other bodies in the system. Let's just keep going. Oh, that nebula is starting to look nice, big and juicy now, is it not?
Fuel scooping.
22 bodies. Still nothing particularly amazing to worth scanning, I guess.
Fuel scoop
Looks like plenty of people have been here before as well. Meh. Seriously, no one has mapped a planet out here? Really? I suppose we should map at least one, right? And that's orbiting really close to the star as well, but I'd rather map a landable, to be honest. So how about that one? Because that... Huh? But I swear I just selected that. Try that again. Sweep round. As you can see, that nebula is starting to look more and more attractive. Just map a planet here for prosperity. As the next jump will put us in the Skullhead Nebula, so I may choose a different system, just so we can get a nice view from a system. They always make the best views if you're just outside the nebula, rather than just going inside it. So I just quickly map this planet. There's the old school scanning technique coming in because I haven't bothered using the DSS scanner or FSS. So we'll give it a quick scan, as in a planetary scan. Okay, 7 probes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 round the back. 5. That should do it. Off goes the probes. And that 1 round the back should finish it off. And it hasn't. Wow. I must be like 0.5% off. Let's have a look. Oh my, 1%. Alright, well we'll just fire at the horizon. About there. That should do the trick. %1 out. There we go. Lovely. Right, let's see if we can find an interesting system to go to. Plenty of stars to choose from, or systems. Okay. So if we're going to jump into the Skull and Crossbone Nebula, where do we want to be? So this one's got quite a big star, so let's go there, and then we'll go to one of that system there with the black hole, 2 black holes. Yeah, that should be a nice view from there. So we'll jump into the nebula, and then we'll go to that black hole system. Let's do that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Because that's how we roll.
Fuel scooping.
73 bodies? Seriously?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
It looks like most of it's already been scanned. Let's have a look. That looks like a... Alright, okay. Kenneth McGrew's had a very intensive planet scanning thing going on. Um, I don't know if there's anything of worth looking at here. We've got 1.4 days, 1.1. That might be a good view. 1.1. What about down here? 0.9. That's more like it. 0.8 would be nice if we can find one. Nope. So I think just quickly have a look on here and see if there's anything worthy. Oh, it's quite a boring system, to be honest. We could go for the no. Maybe that one then. Let's have a look. Okay, let's come out of there. Something really interesting going on. So at the moment, I am inside now the Skull and Crossbone Nebula. Commander Blitz, 2 black holes. Yes, indeedo. So yeah, it's quite a busy system. It's been completely scanned. There aren't even any water worlds or ammonia worlds. So just show you an outside view of what it looks like to be inside a nebula. So as you can see, you can get some nice views of the coloured clouds of the nebula. But I think what we should do is go to that double black hole system and see what it looks like from the outside. What do you think? And that's me flying the ship. Although the external animations don't seem to be working. Or maybe they do actually. Hang on, let's try something. No, maybe not. Ah, now they are. Throttle. All the fun. Now I'll crash into a star doing that. Right, anyway, let's get back in the ship. And so I think this is a nice view from up here, and there are 2 black holes. So let's go and check it out.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's go and crash into a black hole. Okay, we've got plenty of fuel. Looks like class 5 gas giants, which are pretty rare. Let's see if we can find those. Please don't be behind the star. There we go. There we go, got a codex update. Where would it be? Just find the other one. probably easier just to look in the galaxy system map, to be honest. Which one? Have I unexplored that one? Okay, so it's kind of cheating there, but it's that one there. I can actually scan it from here. So anyway, let's go to a black hole now, because what we have in this situation is we have a system of black holes in, which hopefully aren't too far away. No, not at all actually. In fact, we probably want the one that's furthest away. That one. The reason why I've selected one further away is because I don't want that light pollution from the star to affect the view. So now we're going to head off to this black hole, and we should be able to get some nice effects from lensing and all that good stuff against the nebula in the background. One thing we won't be able to do in this particular one though is land on the planet and get a view from the planet, because none of these are landable. But we can fly to this black hole and then take a look back at the Skull Head Nebula, or Skull and Crossbone Nebula, which we can't really see too well at the moment as it's sitting behind us. But in front of us is a black hole. So we definitely want to go and take a look at that. So obviously, if you've not played, you'll start to see some lensing effects, by the way, with these looks like white dots moving around. It's just the light bending around the black hole. But you would probably think in a game like this that getting close to a black hole would be dangerous. To be honest, it's probably one of the most safest things to get close to in Elite Dangerous at the moment. You can't crash into it, so you can have fun safely with black holes at the moment. Didn't always used to be that way. Black holes used to give off a lot of heat and radiation, which would definitely ruin your day. I just want to time it so that I've got the nebula still behind me, so when I loop back round now, we should get some nice lensing effects with the nebula behind us. I'm still getting a lot of light pollution off that star. It's a bit disappointing. So now you can start to see the lensing effect of the black hole. So over this way looks like a good place to be. Waiting for the ship to slow down. There we go. Lovely. That's what we wanted. Let's pull it round. So that's a nebula, and then in front of us we also have a black hole. And I am going to deliberately crash, for want of a better word, into it. And yes, I only have 55% hull anyway. There we go. This is a black hole. And you can watch how it bends the light. Always look good around there. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's that ridge just going off there. That's like the almost like the event horizon. There we go, we're getting close. We should get pulled out in a moment. There we go. So the black hole is 31 kilometers away, which really isn't far at all. But notice how it warps everything around it. So let's have a look from outside. Looking at my thrusters, I think I've already hit the exclusion zone. As my thrusters are acting a bit bizarre. What's going on there? Yeah, that's looking like exclusion zone stuff going on. And the exclusion zone basically is the area around a body in Elite Dangerous that stops your ship getting any closer. So you kind of get some weird stuff going on. Like the direction of my thrusters right now. In fact, if I zoom out and just take control of my ship. Probably give you a better idea of what's going on. Alright, let's go with that. Okay, I now have control of my ship. I can't remember, did I install chaff? No, I didn't. But when you hit the exclusion zone, you basically can't get your ship any closer. So, and that's what I wanted to show you. As you can see, I kind of just hit like a bubble. If I back up. There we go. Black hole. Doink. That's it. So I can't get any closer to it than that. Just come round again. It is a bit. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess they don't want people to blow up and die because they've entered a black hole. But in Elite Dangerous, as you can see by this, you just can't get any closer as you bounce off it. Give it one more go. Bonk. And that's it. Can't get any closer than that. And that's known as the exclusion zone. Right, anyway, enough of those shenanigans, and there you go, body exclusion zone hit. And so yeah, you get all sorts of weird stuff going on. You can see my thruster gas is now going in front of me, because obviously the gas isn't excluded from the zone, only the ship is. And I guess one day they'll change that so that the whole ship goes in, and then, well, that's it really. It's game over, man, game over. Because obviously, as you know, flying into a black hole would be a bad thing. You do get some weird effects as you fly away from it as well.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, well, we'll get away from this black hole now anyway.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's when you get those weird sort of effects happen. It's all that lensing. Which never gets old, to be honest. And there is the Skullhead Nebula. I'm just going to leave you with that view just for a moment as I need to refresh a drink, and I'll be right back. Right, thank you for standing by. We are back in the zone.
Frameshift drive charging. Scan complete. Scan complete. Orbital flight engaged. Landing gear deployed. Drive assist on. Low gravity warning. Drive assist off.
I've just realised I've had my microphone switched off. That's probably not a good thing, is it? So anyway, here we are at the Skullhead Nebula. And currently feeling a little bit silly because I have my microphone switched off. If I ever do that on future streams, do let me know. Okay. Anyway, there we are. Skull and Crossbones. We've mapped a metal-rich planet, and now I think it's probably time to see where to go next, and that will be the Rosette Nebula. So let's sort that out. Can't believe I have my microphone switched off. That's ridiculous. So let's firstly get back to the ship. What's over there? Can see my house from here. Lovely landing. There we go. Right, let's get back aboard the ship. Really not sure how I managed to enable and then disable my microphone again, but anyway, apologies for the silence. I suppose it gave you a rest from my dulcet tones. Okay, so we've got lots of fuel. Where do we want to go from here? See, that stands out at me, but yeah. See, I just want to get back to civilization now, because I want to make sure that I'm back in time for the new update. But I am looking to see if there's any interesting systems that would be worth a look before I zip off back to civilization. So I'm just looking for those special type of systems. There's a cluster down there, but I think they're just all B-class systems. I can kind of spot them a mile away. And once you've been exploring for a while, you will find you have the same skill at finding interesting star systems. I think I've probably spent the same amount of time exploring the map like this than actually flying a ship. I don't know about you. See, I'm strangely drawn to that one, although there's nothing immediately jumping me out at me at that system. But I am strangely drawn. See, that one there is it's a standout system. I can't, probably now's not the time to try and explain how I know, but you get systems that will persist on the map like that one there. That's the most interesting one. What we're going to do, I think, is we're going to go and check this one out. So we'll head to there. I should plot a route, really. And then after that, we're going to head to the Rosette Nebula and save our position. It's around here somewhere. There it is. And how far away is that? Somewhere in the region of 11,000 light years, which in this density of stars and systems won't take that long. Right, in the meantime, it's 4 jumps to our final destination, which could be really boring, of course.
Gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Wow, can't believe the schoolboy error of having the microphone switched off. Must have been the world's most boring stream for at least 15 minutes. So my next system is directly behind me, so I just need to get out of the orbit of the planet, as it is currently obstructing my jump. Let's try that. Nope, still obscured. There we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
There's that elusive star. It's a pity that most moons orbit exactly on the same plane as the rings, because it'd be nice to look down on rings more, but that's not quite such a common occurrence.
Fuel scoping.
Right. Don't spend too much time looking around. And of course, unless there's an Earth-like or a water world. No, there isn't.
Frameshift drive charging.
So we'll move on. 3 to go.
Fuel scoping.
10 bodies.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Nothing of interest.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping.
So I've been pretty much everywhere around the galaxy. Obviously not everywhere, because there's always going to be somewhere you haven't been, but I am actually now looking forward to
Fuel scoop disengaged.
bringing my main account back to the
Frameshift
bubble
drive charging.
after Distant Worlds 2 and building a combat ship with the intention of turning my commander into a triple elite.
4, 3, 2.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to engineering a full-on combat ship.
Fuel scooping.
So that additional sound means
Fuel
you've
scoop disengaged.
ended at your destination. So we've got here metal rich. Really? No one's come here before? I don't believe it. This system stood out. I'm intrigued. Why has nobody not come here before? Someone must have come to this system before. They've not bothered scanning everything. Or anything, for that matter. Hey, well done, crew. Grunto Macron. So, well, that's pleasing to know that someone actually did come out and make the effort. Oh, please don't be behind star. So frustrating when that happens. No, I think we're okay. There we go.
System scan complete.
Brilliant. Let's have a look. I really don't think there's anything worth going to. No. Although they're metal rich and worth a bit of money. I really don't want to fly that. Well, it's not that far away, but... hey, Bandido 1. I see. Well, we've certainly got plenty of options. Right, okay, let's get ourselves over to the Rosette Nebula. Let's get my bearings, which should be about here-ish. There we go. So, in the Rosette Nebula, if we change our mode to map, and you can see right there, there is a human system right in the middle of the nebula, and I don't think there are any others along the way. And that will be some Titari star. Right, let's not mess about then. Let's get going. Rosette Nebula, and then from there we're just going to blast our way down to Sol, the birthplace of man, coming to a cinema near you. All that. Right, 11,000. Have we got our use jet cone boost is on? Good. Let it figure that out for a minute. Hey Bandito, you see you got choices there, haven't you? Do or you don't do, because you could look like the good guy and get the good girl. Whatever floats your boat, really. Alrighty. So we have 11,000 light years to go. From there, we just zoom out. What we're looking at, 11,000. That looks like 3,000, which is a walk in the park. The only issue that we have. Is that the monkey head? Is that the monkey head? Yeah, it is. Yeah, the only issue we have is that right around Barnard's Loop, they've locked everything out, so you have to kind of get forced to fly around, which can be a real pain. What is that there? I probably know it, but I just need to now check it out what it is. It's the Cone Nebula. Okay, right. Let's get going. So, how many jumps to... Oh my word! 152 jumps. Really? To get to the Rosette Nebula? 152. What happened to all the flipping neutron stars? Wow. 152. There's no shortcut to that, is there? And I'm guessing, let me go back to map mode. I'm guessing there's probably a station in this nebula because it's fairly technically close to Sol. Yeah, I suppose it depends what boat you're in though, Bandito. Congratulations, you've explored almost 1% of the observable universe. Well, actually, no, it's just the galaxy that we're in right now. This is the galaxy that we are in as humans, and Sol, our solar system, is around here somewhere. And what I've discovered, or we have collectively, everybody playing this game have discovered, just in our galaxy, not any of the other billions of galaxies like ours, but just this one, we've discovered, I think the last update was it 0.03%? Yeah, that's right, Bandito 1. Yeah, more like 0, I think it's 0.03. 0.03 of this galaxy. In terms of the observable universe, that's going to be 0.0, I don't know, like a million zeros, 1%, whatever that is. Anyway, it's a lot. And in terms of what we've explored, it's not even a sneeze, is it? Let's face it. Right, so if you think I'm going to put you through 152 jumps to the Rosette Nebula on a live stream, I wouldn't be that cruel. But what I will do is I'll do a couple of jumps. You never know, we might find something interesting. Okay, let's be realistic, we'll probably find nothing interesting whatsoever. But a notable stellar phenomena would be nice.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
Nothing here, push on. I'll do a few more jumps and then we'll call it a day, or a night, or an evening, or a morning, or an afternoon. Yeah, the universe is really big.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete.
And of course, that image of the black hole,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I can't remember now, was it? How many millions of years ago
Frameshift drive charging.
is that image? I'm sure it's like a million light years away. At least. I don't know. Space is big anyway. If you're ever live streaming and talking about the universe, you really need to make sure you know your facts before saying stupid stuff like, yeah, that M whatever galaxy it was that they did the image of the black hole. The light takes 1 million years to get here. It's complete and utter guesswork, and I'm probably completely and utterly wrong. I believe it's the M42 galaxy. I could Google it, of course. Just Google the black hole image, I guess. And what does that tell me? It tells me I found a website that wants lots of cookies. Oh, come on. Don't you just hate websites that don't give you detail? I was M87 Galaxy. The M87 Galaxy is the one. I'm not sure how far away it is. Maybe it will tell me. I hate it when you have to really struggle to find the stats. I suppose you just need to look up how far away it is. How far is the M87 Galaxy? Okay, let's try that. Okay, so I suggested at the beginning, I'm glad I can give you enough fact now. I said it was 1 million light years away. Okay, let's just say I was really far out. The image of the black hole came from the M87 Galaxy, which is not 1 million light years away. It's actually 53.49 million light years away. So basically what we saw in the picture was 53.49 million years ago. And again, it always helps to have facts, but I'm quite confident that 53.49 million years ago there wasn't any humans on this planet. always boggles the mind. I suppose how Google, they just go into a Google frenzy. It's like, how long have humans been on Earth? Oh, 66 million years ago. Okay. So, hang on a minute. Got conflicting stuff going on now. Oh, yeah. When I say humans, obviously like major ancestor type thing going on. But anyway, 66 million years ago. So we have been around just a little bit longer than that image. Although I don't think we'd have been as advanced as we are right now. That's insane, actually. 66 million years. Is that really true? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, blimey. Don't you hate the internet? I don't know, you Google it yourselves, but if you put in how long humans have been around for, we've got 200,000 years, ancestors 6 million years, yet the first thing that comes up on Google suggests that "66 million years ago." I don't think it can be that long. 66 million years, that's... nah. Someone's having a laugh, aren't they? Anyway, the light from the black hole from the M87 galaxy is like really old. Older than humans. Don't even know the black hole's still there, I guess. Something major could have happened 10 million years ago, we wouldn't even know. Anyway, I think I'm going to just stream for about another 10 minutes. Because I'm talking utter rubbish right now. Nothing of interest.
Frameshift drive charging.
Tell you what I should do really. I should actually get off the galactic plane and head up and then back down. Because I guarantee the route that I'm taking right now, hundreds of commanders have taken exactly the same route.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Although no one's been to this system before. It stands corrected.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm pretty sure I'm on the galactic plane here. And at -3, I'm pretty much dead center. Look at that. And no one's been to that system. Messier 32 is 2.65 million light years away from Earth. And it's a dwarf galaxy.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, I mean, ooh. Thought that might be something interesting for a minute. But it's not. Anyone been here before? No. What's going on? I would have thought people had been here before. Anyway.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, the galaxy. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, the galaxy we need to worry about. Well, I don't need to worry about, but our future selves will need to worry about is the Andromeda galaxy, which is on a collision course of ours. Ours being the Milky Way, of course.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Of course, we don't have to panic right now, though, because it's quite a long way off yet before that happens.
Frameshift drive charging.
Bandido, no, I was talking about the astronomers talking about the image of the black hole they captured. And I'm sure I could give you a link to it.
Fuel scooping.
So,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
it's all newspaper links. I'd put a link in the chat, but I can't be bothered with. Oh, there we go. That's probably more like it. Let's use NASA. Yeah, that's worth a read. That's what a black hole looks like. Straight from NASA. Anyway, cool stuff, and it's nice to see an actual, well, what you could call a picture of or image of a black hole.
Frameshift drive charging.
Of course, you can't actually see a black hole because light doesn't get out of it, but you can see the light that goes round it. That's right, yeah, Andromeda is the closest galaxy to ours, and it is heading towards us really quickly. But in terms of space and time and blah blah blah, quickly is like millions of years. So we ain't gonna crash anytime soon.
Frameshift drive charging.
Got more chance of us killing each other before that happens. Seems humans just can't get along.
Fuel scooping.
I just realised I haven't had a water world or anything for ages. And still don't. Very
Frameshift
poor.
drive charging.
I'm not stopping to look around because I do have a lot of jumps to do to get back to civilization. Bandito one. Yeah. 55 million light years.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's one thing that always amazes me, to be honest, is that people talk about speed of light being the big thing, the big deal. Like, that's really, really fast, right? Quite sad in the end, really, isn't it? If that's as fast as you can go, in terms of, you know, real speed. And if that's true, and you can't bend time and space and everything else, we ain't ever gonna see an alien. Because everything's too far away.
Frameshift drive charging.
Even our own galaxy. Just in our own galaxy. It's just insane. If you could actually go that fast, the speed of light. So that question is from Bandito 1 is a lot easier to answer in terms of why is there a supermassive black hole in the center of a galaxy? Well, that's how galaxies are formed. You end up with a star that gets that big. They end up collecting so much mass that they turn into a black hole. And then that helps form the galaxy. And the galaxy basically is like a supersized solar system. In the Milky Way, in the middle, there is a supermassive black hole in which all the solar systems rotate round. And it kind of keeps the galaxy together, because without a supermassive black hole in the middle of a galaxy, for which all these solar systems could orbit round,
System scan complete.
well,
Fuel scooping.
you wouldn't have a galaxy, because it would all just fly apart. So black holes are really important,
Fuel scoop
because without them you wouldn't really have a galaxy. Because if you think about it, without a black hole,
Frameshift drive
what would
charging.
keep a galaxy together? Randomness. They've got to orbit something. There's got to be something to hold them together. And so in terms of galaxies, it's a black hole. If we didn't have a black hole, we'd be drifting throughout space. But luckily we do have a black hole, therefore we're here and it's all good. What came first, a star or a black hole? I'm no expert, but logic says that it must have been a star first. Because the process of, in our universe, it's all about hydrogen, helium and all that good stuff, basic elements. And when enough of it clumps together, it forms a star. And if lots and lots of it clumps together, the star gets so big, it gets so heavy that it collapses on itself, and you end up with a black hole. I can't think of a way that a black hole could appear first, because a black hole is a mass of lots of stuff, and for that to happen, before it gets that big and turns into a black hole, it would have to go through the phase of being a star at some point. Yeah, the thing, I understand what you're saying there is about, the more than one way to make a black hole, but space is ridiculously huge, can't comprehend it and all that good stuff. When stuff comes together because of gravity, which we know about, it will clump together and eventually it will form a planet, and if it keeps clumping together, it will get bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets to the point where it can become a star. And from that, it can collect more material and become so big that it can turn into a black hole, neutron star, blah blah blah. But I don't know how you could just have a black hole without going through the process in the first place. I mean, I guess this might be a really rubbish explanation, but if you ever go to a circus or whatever, order a candy floss, you start with nothing, and then all the matter clumps together in terms of a candy floss. Told you it'd be a shit explanation. And eventually you end up with your candy floss, but I don't think you can just have candy floss. You have to kind of go through the process first of collecting all that material. So I've just called a black hole a candy floss, but I'm guess you know where I'm coming from. There's no doubt about it, this universe is full of materials like hydrogen and stuff, big clouds, massive gas clouds. But when it all starts clumping together, gravity pulls it together, and then it goes through those phases of becoming a star. I mean, our particular star has stopped collecting material now, and it's going to burn for a very long time. I think there's probably about another 4 billion years left in it before it explodes. So yeah, I mean, if there was loads more material it was sucking in, then it'd be a different story, I guess. It would keep growing and, you never know, turn into a black hole. But in our solar system, not going to happen. Not enough material in it to make that happen. We're far more likely to be splattered by some giant meteorite. Well, I say meteorite's the wrong term, of course, and I know I'll get pulled up on it. Meteorite is something that comes into the atmosphere and burns up. So basically then a big lump of rock, asteroid, small planetoid, like our moon for example, hits the planet and that's it. Game over. Big splash, everything dead.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I guess it all starts over again. It's like a reset button, I guess. Right. I'm nearly on 130 jumps, so I think I'll leave it there because you don't want to see the rest of this. I will get close to the Rosette Nebula and do a stream because there's an update coming for Elite Dangerous on Tuesday. And I want to make sure I'm in human civilization land for that. And to do that, I need to do another 130 jumps. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to run out of fuel.
System scan complete.
So I'm just going to check. Oh dear. Why is it? Okay, so if I make this next jump, my ship will explode and I will die. So why isn't there no warning saying, warning, you can't do that? Right. Gonna have to make a detour. Realistic mode. Find a star that I can actually get fuel from. Would be good, wouldn't it? So what we got? Lots of options. Good old nav computer. So I'm thinking maybe that one. Is that A class? Really? Come on. A class, a bit boring. If I'm going to make a detour, I want to make it worthwhile. So I'm just looking, I'm eyeballing for an interesting system. Like a giant star. Just to finish off with. And nothing's jumping out at me. Wow, there's a lot of dead stars in this zone. All these red stars, can't scoop fuel from them. They are useless. So, where do we go? This one keeps calling me, so I'm going to go there. I'll make this our final jump, I think. It's not a dotted line. So we're alright. Let's go there.
Cannot comply.
Okay, let's not go there. How far away is it? 73 light years. A bit low on fuel then. Okay, so we can't go there. We have a range of 69. Is the magic number. Right, 69 light years. Oh god, I can't bear to watch all those bloody lines. Can't see right. So what's that one? 148. Interesting system, but can't go there. That one there. 65. Right, I'm gonna go there. It stood out. It's one that I thought I should go to, so let's do it. I'm gonna grab some fuel. Yeah, Bandido, definitely. Lots of red stars. No scooping, no fuel. Right, well this is totally the last jump of this evening. I need to scoop some fuel. See if we can find anything here while we're here, of course. 15 bodies. I'm gonna guess, and the reason why I came here is I think there might be a water world, or ammonia, or Earth-like. Earth-like probably not, but anyway, let's have a look.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh yes, he's hit the zone. He's hit the zone. Oh my word, Earth-like. Live. See that planet just called out to me. Right, I'm gonna have to scan the whole system here. I think I've hit the jackpot. I think I've got a water world and an Earth-like, which is like mega rare. That's just a gas giant, so we're not worried about that. Oh, what a way to end the stream, eh? I could have found a new... oh, and what if it's ringed? That would be awesome. Obviously, there's no way I could previously know that because all these systems would be named by somebody else. That system just... I don't know what it is. It's just, I thought, if I was going to go anywhere, that's the system I should go to. And, I don't know. Could be wrong. That's going to be a gas giant of some sort. There we go. We may have stumbled across an Earth-like. Got round here. We got here. Okay, that's the water world then, hopefully. Has anyone been here before? No, not to this one. Okay, interesting. Rocky moon, no doubt. That's a terraformable moon. Wow. I think we really have hit the jackpot. Metal. Oh, if this is an Earth like that'd be amazing. Live stream finding an Earth like. It's pretty damn awesome. And you've just seen it live. That's cool. Wow.
System scan complete.
Okay. So this is the system. I can't believe no one's been here. Amazing. Okay, so what we got? Not terraformable. That is terraformable. Terraformable with a terraformable moon and an Earth-like. Wow. So this is worth a few credit O's. Terraformable, that's like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 6 million, and some maybe. Maybe it's about a £10 million system. 10 million credits. Not too shabby. Well, there's definitely life on the Earth, like that's for sure. And I've also got a water world as well, which is also terraformable. Right, so that's a good place to leave it. Now, don't tell me she's got a short orbit. No, it's not. Oh, that would have been icing on the cake. So let's fly to the Earth, like. Leave that as a screenshot to end the stream. What a way to end the stream, eh? Earth-like. Yeah, Bandido. Check you out later soon as well. And obviously, if you are a elite dangerous player, give us a shout and send us a friend request. You just need to ask for the Nutter. After the flyby, yeah. Here we go. So here comes an Earth-like. There we go, a new Earth. Always makes for a nice view. Right. 7 probes. Okay, so anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Send one right round the back. There we go. Back side. That's the trouble when you get too close to a planet. Okay. There's always a hurricane going on. Always. Okay, there's a massive gap around the back. Alright, so where do we want that? Kind of in the middle over here. There we go. Last probe going in. Hopefully. There she goes. Round the back. Oh, good shot. Happy with that.
Complete.
Right. So now we can just turn back in. And enjoy the view. Wow, there's not many large land masses. Kind of very broken up. Now, what we would like to be able to do right now is land. outside view all the same. So hopefully in 2020 we'll actually be able to get all the way down to the surface and land. But right now, this is what we've got. Anyway, what a great way to end a stream is to find an Earth-like planet. Because they are pretty damn rare. And one that's never been discovered before as well. And on the galactic plane. So yeah, hopefully soon we'll be in this situation and we'll be doing a bit of this. Landing gear. Oh, that's a weird noise. Didn't realise it ever made that noise before. Wow, that's the noisiest landing gear I've ever heard. Fuel scoop. Interesting noises. Anyway, there we go. Let's leave you with a... Well, you've got the Earth light, you've got the galaxy there, the core. It's all going on. Zoom out a bit. There we go. And that's why we play Elite Dangerous, right? Just for the screens. Right, well, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And thanks for watching. Bandido, thanks for supplying the chat. Oh, I think we just hit the exclusion zone, as you can see. Anyway, we'll leave it there. So have a good one. And if you're in the UK, enjoy your bank holiday. If you're not in the UK, enjoy your weekend. And see you on the next one. Until next time, we'll leave it there. Good night. See you soon.